It's Saturday and today is the workshop Alternative Light. This is, I think, one of the most interesting workshops because this is the workshop where we actually start teaching photographers to not use only strobes but also alternative lighting. And today's model is Nadine, so you never know what you're gonna get, but it's absolutely awesome. See, we have all our strobes in one corner because the rest of the studio is totally empty. And the reason is we're not going to use any strobes today, only alternative light. Lume Cubes, LED panels, chandelier and whatnot more. But first I have to do something else, and that is absolutely not photo related. And I absolutely don't like it. Am I here and why is it so incredibly echoey? Well, sometimes you also have to do something that's not photo related, and that's absolutely not my thing to do, but hey, somebody has to do it, right? So let me put it this way, this is way beyond the closed doors, so I'm not going to show you this. Wish me luck. Didn't do it. Those days where everything just goes just by itself. I didn't need to do anything. The problem solved itself last night. So it wasn't anything disgusting, by the way. It was just that the water didn't run down. And this morning it did. So problem solved. Let's go to the workshop. Done with the workshop, and as you have seen in the video, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to deliver great shots without using any strobes. So we ended up using iPhones, Lume Cubes and of course a LED panel. But of course I can tell you about it, but let's just look at the results and I will tell you what we did. First set we actually used iPhones to light our model. Now on the screen you actually see that it's overexposed, but if I go a little bit closer you can see that the auto correction of the camera actually is full to that. But that's no problem, you can see the image anyway. So this is shot with two iPhones, one from the sides, and it's a very easy shot. And of course Nadine is using some sort of Christmas lighting on her body as extra lighting. And this is the same thing, you can actually see somebody holding the iPhone. And if you want to know about gear, it's an iPhone 7 Plus, of course. But you already saw that by the light, right? No, of course not. Okay, and of course, very important to shoot the color checker, because you have to make sure that, especially with strange lighting, that you actually have a correct color balance. Okay, this was shot with Lume Cubes. And we actually used two Lume Cubes, one to light the hair a little bit and one for the face. Now I walked around with the Lume Cubes, and of course my assistant walked around with the Lume Cubes to get totally different looks And the camera overexposes a little bit, so sometimes I go a little bit closer that you can see the fine details. As you can see here, the Lume Cubes really give a cool option for here. We have them on selfie sticks, so we can just move around with the Lume Cubes. Gives great results. I love this one. And shot under different angles. This is actually already transferred to black and white. This was the third set where we actually used light bulbs and a window frame. And also here we used the Lume Cube to eliminate Nadine's face. And of course use different angles to make it a little bit more interesting. And finally we used a Let Go LED panel for these shots. As you can see, these are already transferred to black and white, to give it a little bit more of a creepy feeling. Okay, so these are the images, and I'm also going to show you the finished result from a few, because I already retouched a few. Of the retouched finished images, and this one was shot with the iPhone. Sorry, this one was actually shot with Lume Cubes. So one Lume Cube from this side on her face, and one Lume Cube from the back, giving actually some lens flare. This is also with 2 Lume Cubes, and this was shot straight into the Lume Cube as you can see here, and one Lume Cube from the back to give an accent lighting. And a lot of motion here, and everything's blurry, and I absolutely love that. If you see here, there's some blur in the hairs, and it looks really nice. These I transferred to black and white. These were shot with the Let Go panel. And because this was a quick and easy retouch, we did those very fast. The other ones I'm going to retouch next week, so you're going to see those results on our social media. But as you can see here, everything is around the expression of the model. And this is one of the most important things. Just look at the eyes. It looks like a horror movie from the 60s or 50s. Those long nails. And if you just photograph a model like that and you don't do anything with expression, you end up with very boring shots. This is again strong backlighting from the LED panel. Make sure that the LED panel aims in your camera, so in your camera lens, and you will get those beautiful lens flares. Okay, so that's it for today. And we'll see you again probably next week during the workshops. Or if something interesting happens, of course, during the weekday.